in Burnham.
So it was turned down twice in the lower court. Kind of remarkable to me when you think back. I was sitting in my office, in the accounting office, and working for the power company when I got a call from Mr. Billy Bacon, the city attorney, back in 1973, I believe it was been in June, that the Supreme Court had overruled the lower court and that we were now a city. So I didn't know whether to faint and get up and run, or
This project went from 21 million to 59 million. But it looks like it's well on its way currently. We want to make sure we have everything in place though. All right, this time the meeting has begun, so I'll call it to order.
Alderman Williams.
Here.
Alderman Dennis. Here. Alderman Steverson. Here. Alderman Poy.
Here.
Alderman Knight.
Here.
Alderman Foy, will you pray for us this evening?
Let us bow. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for being able to gather here tonight, Lord. We just ask that you would watch over each and every one of us as we make decisions for our city. Father, we pray for all our workers and our first responders. We just pray that you grow a hedge of protection around them, keep them safe and out of harm's way. Father, I pray for this nation. I pray that as the election approaches, that we'll seek your discernment in everything that we do. Father, I just pray that as a nation we would work harder to come together and be more Christ-like, Father. Lord, I just pray that you would forgive us for what we've failed. For it's in Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.
I'll conduct the pledge for us this evening. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under acknowledgments this evening, we have personnel with the Central Mississippi Regional Library System, Ms. Mara, and the ladies that are with you. Would y'all like to approach the podium and address the board at this time? Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mara Villa-Polk, and I'm the Central Mississippi Regional Library System Director. And today I have with me Miranda, she's the branch manager at the Pearl Library, and then I have Burnett Nichols, and she is the assistant director. First off, just thank you for all of your support with all the projects and this, that you've done, especially the lighting project, and a special thanks to our EMS services, the police, fire, handling any business that goes on in the library. Especially thank you to Mr. Jimmy Fivecoat and Greg Cupstead. I don't really know, Mike, is it Mike Fivecoat?
Yeah.
He says call them Fivecoat, so that's what I do. But thank you to those folks for helping us out whenever we need them. And of course, thank you to the board and to the administration for all of your support. You have been part of the Central Mississippi Regional Library System for almost 40 years. We will turn 40 in 2 more years. And I've been the director for a little over 10 years, and I'm just thankful that, on a personal note, I am from Pearl, and I grew up in Pearl. I learned how to be a librarian at the Pearl Library, and now I'm the director. So I'm just thankful that the community has helped grow me into the person that I am today. We do have a fact sheet to share with you. I'm not sure if Lynette, she's going to hand that out to you to let you know what happened in fiscal 23 year. Their collection at Pearl, they have 65,520 items. 52,850 people went to the library. Of those people, 29,888 people have library cards. There was a total circulation of 40,591. That's a little slightly elevated when we report it to the State Library Commission because Pearl is, according to the Library Commission, our headquarters, because that's where we started out. So that number is actually double when we add all the stats in. We had 5,884 people attend our programs, which were 346 programs. We offer free wireless internet, so there were 7,341 uses, and we offer free public access computers with 3,764 uses. This past year, out of 6 stars, the Pearl Library got 3 stars where they had 10% plus increase in the number of patron visits, the number of program attendance, and the number of reference questions. I would probably project that this next fiscal year, because of Miranda's vision and help, they've been partnering with more of the city events. I think these numbers are going to balloon, especially in attendance. A couple of things that you don't know is that we have wireless printing. That's a small charge for the paper fee, so people can print from their smartphones or devices and send it directly to the library, any library in Central Miss. We also have digital books through Hoopla and Cloud Library, so if you have somebody that likes ebooks or e-audios, we also stream movies. These aren't just B-list movies. We also have comic books. We have a new database that we're going to be releasing next week to include 22,000 in its collection. So we're just amplifying that reading, that love of reading. So your contribution to the library is very well needed and very much appreciated. I'm going to let Miranda talk a little bit about programs real quick, and then we'll be finished with the presentation.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for having us here tonight. Like my director said, my name's Miranda Loper. I moved here. My husband and I moved here with our toddler in this last October. We love it in Pearl. It's been a wonderful community so far, and we are so happy to be here. I hope to, like Mara said, balloon all of these numbers. We have been partnering with the City of Pearl and hosting booths in all of their city events, such as Pearl Day. We had a huge, some of you may have seen it, a huge float in the last Christmas parade. We were the 100-acre wood with Winnie the Pooh and Tigger on there, and that was a lot of fun. The kids loved it. They, some little kids said Charlie Brown, but we were like, no, close, but not quite. But we have lots of programs that we offer for all age ranges. For our kids, we have 3 story times a week. We have preschool, we have Peanuts, which is K through 4th grade. We also have a lap set program, which is toddlers, because early literacy is so important. And we also have lots of things for our teens. We have drawing classes every week. We have a teen night for our teen hangout games. We have family game competitions. We have coffee and coloring for family events. We also have a new program that's actually starting tonight at the library. It's a beginner yoga class. One of our clerks is recently a certified yoga instructor, so lots of people are excited about an exercise class at the library. And we also offer plenty of book clubs for adults and senior adults, as well as crafting classes. Pretty much anything that you're interested in, we've got a class for it at the library. So we would love to see y'all at any of those programs. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Y'all have any questions for us?
No, great update. We appreciate everything that you all do each day.
If you ever need anything, or you heard something tonight, just, you know my contact information. Brenda, don't give out my personal cell phone number. But you can reach us anytime. So thank you so much, and have a great night.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great evening, too.
Approval of consent agenda items. All items under this heading will be considered to be approved with one motion and one vote. If further discussion is desired on any item, it will automatically be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered as a general business item.
Is there a motion to approve? There's two motions on the floor. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
Public hearing to number one, consider adopting the proposed land use plan, zoning amendment, and zoning map.
Brendan, I'm gonna let you, go through in detail about some of the work that CMPDD's done. I know there's, been a little bit of concerns about some square footage on lot sizes as far as our R1. So I'm gonna let you go through what our findings were with the information that CMPDD provided to us, and then we can discuss further from there.
Yeah, no worries. So essentially, Gray came, to the work session, 6 weeks ago now? She gave an overview. We provided the list of all the proposed amendments. The main highlights was is the build-to-rent and adding those provisions and that mimic what's been adopted in the county. And then you come over and the Parkway, the East Metro, creates a zoning district out there that protects, because it's a blank slate essentially. So it creates a zoning district for you, and then just cleaning up some minor other things inside of it. But again, this was all that Gray discussed, and again, the list that's been provided in the clerk's office for now 6 weeks. One issue is, because it got continued, the public hearing at the last meeting was the Sammy had concerns about lot sizes in R2. That's still, we've done some research, we've done a comparison of where we stand throughout the state, and we've pulled Hattiesburg, Gulfport, Biloxi, Oxford, Clinton, Brandon, Flowood, and where we sit in that. Now, the square footage on the houses is addressed in the current zoning ordinance, right? Or in this proposal, that would be increased and make us more consistent with the area. But, like I explained to Sammy, to address his concern, these are matters that don't affect his concern, right? So I believe that this is standalone. Now, if he has those, I told him, is we can have Gray come back, go through the comparisons from around the state with everybody, and then talk about the pros and cons of increasing lot size and setbacks, right? Because that's one of his concerns as well. But there's nothing in this that would prohibit us from doing that in the future. And at the next meeting, if y'all want to set a public hearing to address that after you talk to Greg, that's fine too. But this is standalone. This is the same stuff that we've been talking about now for 6 weeks.
So we could move forward on the other items within the public hearing and exclude the item that Sammy's concerned about, but the minimum square footage is R1?
No,
What you're saying, or keep
that.
continue?
No, you keep this as it is, and then in the future, we'll address Sammy's concern, because Sammy's concern was the lot size.
Okay.
Our current lot size in R2, or R1, excuse me, is 11.5, and I think his concern was that. But nothing in this prohibits that or stands in the way of
We can
doing
address
that in
the
the
lot size
future.
one.
That's right, you can do that in the future. So go ahead and address this, because this is stuff that we've been talking about now for almost 2 months. Go ahead and address this, get this in place, and get Gray back in to talk about his concerns. And y'all can move on that in the future, if you want to.
Is there any discussion by any other board members regarding this public hearing? Or is anyone here to speak in opposition of it? All right. There's a motion to move forward. Second. There's 2 motions on the floor. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on.
Number 2, determine whether or not a variance should be granted to Prashawn Woods to allow him to build a 1,284 square foot house instead of the 2,000 square foot required in a RE zone located at 238 Knight Road.
Anyone here representing that location? Okay. Sir, you mind approaching the podium? Hey, how are you doing this evening?
How you doing?
Good, man. Doing good. So you're wanting to build a house. Our current square footage size 2,000. You're asking for a variance on it. I'd leave it up to discussion for the board. I'm sure that you probably talk to neighbors out there. I mean, y'all live on a large estate lot, don't you, Tito? Yeah. have Brad come up, see what the recommendation is from community development this time.
Yeah, like I said, Alderman Knight, you're familiar with this area. Tito does, Mr. Woods, he does have, 6+ acres, I believe it is. Like I say, I went out and rode looking at comps in the area. 2 houses right there beside him, he exceeds what the square footage of those 2 houses were. And then, like I say, you got manufactured homes around in that area too.
So no character change of the
no,
neighborhood, he's
right.
building something that's conforming or either
It's
or.
conforming with the area out there, yes.
Okay, and on 6 acres. Yeah. Yeah, you can bring it up here, Teal, yeah, let the board take a look at it. I bet I know who's gonna do the, heating and cooling work. Good. Ed? Brad, any additional information you want to add to this public hearing?
I would recommend, given the area that it is in.
Okay.
Are you subdividing the property?
Yeah.
All right. The recommendation by the building official is to approve the variance. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition of it?
I don't know if the future records can 2 structures be on one lot, we got this divided, can be on one piece of property?
Leon, I think you're referencing your current situation right now. That's not pertaining to the public hearing, sir. We're asking you if you're in opposition of this house being built.
Right, I just heard you said something about the lots.
Yeah. They've already subdivided the lots. So they've already subdivided lots currently. Yeah. All right. If there's no one here to speak in opposition of, is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, sir. You have a good evening.
Number 3, determine whether or not a conditional use permit to allow Keandre Woods to place a mobile home on his property in a RE zone and located at 242 Knight Road.
How you doing, Mr. Woods?
Good about you.
Good, good. Tell us what your plan is.
I plan to get a mobile home instead of getting a house built because it's cheaper in the long run than just staying in an apartment and rent that out when I can just get a mobile home and pay cheaper per month and try to get enough money to get a house built later on in the future.
Okay. All right. I'm sure, White, you're probably aware of this request, and Brad, you've already probably looked and see what the character of the area is.
That's right.
Can you provide a report on that?
Yes, sir, like I say, like we said earlier, like there are manufactured homes in that area. Like I say, once, he does have plans to build a home there in the future is what he's saying.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Sounds like there's a short-term plan to add and a long-term plan.
That's right.
Okay. All right. That's right. That's good. Have everybody close to you, won't you? Yeah.
So is this part of the 6 acres?
Right.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Brad, your recommendation is to approve?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With that being said, is there someone here to speak in opposition to that at this time? All right, I would entertain a motion at this time to approve conditional use.
So moved. Second.
Second. Further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
All right, let's do a roll call here.
No.
We got two noes,
No, 3 no's.
3 noes, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. This one you should not approve this time then. 3 noes. I'm sorry, sir. That was not approved this time.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to the next public hearing.
Public hearings 21-1911, determine whether or not the owners and those certain parcels of real property which are listed herein are in such a condition or state as to be unsightly and unkept or otherwise a menace to the public health and safety of the community, and therefore prohibited pursuant to Chapter 24 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pearl, Mississippi, and Section 21-1911 of the Mississippi Code of 1972 as amended. Number 4, owner Michael R. Barrett, located at 3357 Patterson Drive, Pearl, Rankin County, Mississippi, 39208.
Is anyone here representing that property?
Travis did, Keith, he's familiar with this property, it's in his district. Right after we noticed the property, he came in and asked us to continue it because he already had a vacation scheduled. Since that time, you seen progress over there on Patterson?
No,
Right.
I would like to,
Oh, yeah, right.
address the board about this situation because I see it.
Yeah.
And well, you and I both have, and he bought this house, said he was gonna flip it. It's been a year ago. He hasn't shown any
Right.
type of progress on it. I
Right.
mean, I think the board would possibly consider an adjudication to get him serious about turning around. He's had a blue tarp sitting on top of the roof for months on the main thoroughfare.
That's right.
And he just, and then the other house that they flipped, they were very, very slow
Right.
in doing so, which I appreciate them investing, but it doesn't take 2 years to flip a house.
Right.
So I think the board. Yeah, yeah. Because the roof's not repaired, then what's happening on the inside of the residence?
Right.
But, what'd you say, John?
Is this against Mr. Barrett or the gentleman, investor who bought it?
This is the new owner. That's just who's still on the land, Ron.
That's who we had to notice by.
That's the old, that's the previous owner. Right.
This is going against ownership.
Right,
Travis Edward.
right, yeah.
Did we notice the right person?
We did notice it, but by law, this is what's still on the land roll.
Right, you notice the property owner as it's listed in the tax records, you post it on the property and you post it right here. So that's what's, they follow the statute, and that's who the tax bill is sent to, right? We mail it to the property, post it on the property, send it to the property. So yes, that's what we've done. But he also acknowledged, the owner acknowledged receipt and
He-
said he's out of town.
Yeah, and like I say, he had already done planned a vacation during this week. And he came to me right after he posted right after we posted the property with a date for his public hearing.
We've not adjudicated this property in the past, have we?
We had no. I believe we gave the Michael Barrett, you know, opportunity to sell it, you know, do it to
We
him.
have, I think probably what the story was behind that, it was a former home and it was sentimental to him, so he had a hard time parting ways with it. And then we gave him some grace time, and then this other gentleman came in, and we thought that we would see some progress, and we have not seen any progress.
Right,
It's been like this for 2 years, Mayor.
yeah, that's correct.
Let's move forward.
You're right.
What's your recommendation, Ray?
I mean, I'm gonna go off y'all, I mean, you know,
I would prefer that we do a 21-19-11 and make him step up his pace some on it because
yeah,
of
that's fine.
2 years.
I'll second.
Second, is there further discussion? Is anyone here to speak in opposition to that? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, moving on.
Owner 3420 East Lisa Trust, Bravo Realty, and located at 3420 East Lisa Drive, Rankin County, Mississippi 39208.
This is the same property, this is a travel stead property too. Y'all, I think we all familiar with East Lisa House.
Yeah.
Y'all remember, this was Mr. Soda's property. He sold the
Right.
travel stead.
That's right. We have,
Same situation, just sitting there, nothing getting done.
he's working on it now, he's repaired the carport, he's working at repairing the carport right now. He's been keeping the property clean as far as cutting it and that sort of thing. But like I say, he's moving slow, but I mean, like I say, you can see activity being done. I mean, he's moving on it.
What our experience has been with this contractor is he'll get 2 or 3 of them going at one time, and it'll be hard for him to complete one. So then,
Takes
the
him some-
citizens within that neighborhood get left with a halfway renovated house, which is not fair to them and their home values.
Right,
I mean, that's the way I look at it. When you have your home, it's your largest investment, most people's largest investment. You want to make sure that we're maintaining the neighborhoods. We would
that's correct.
be doing the other citizens of that neighborhood a disservice without continuing, I think,
Right,
with an adjudication process until we could get a meeting with him, understand that the city of Pearl is serious about
yeah,
him taking care of business.
I would recommend that, yeah,
That's your recommendation?
yeah, adjudicate.
Is this the same one we had the structural and foundation issues with?
Yes, sir.
Right,
It is.
Right.
So
It is.
moved.
Did we get anything
Second.
completed on that?
That fella, I mean, unfortunately, the fella that owned that, I mean, Brendan told me that he was a victim of a homicide. The fella that came in here, the elderly gentleman, Max, that owned that building, he was
So
actually,
I sold it to this guy?
he sold it to this guy. So, all right, there's 2 motions on the floor. Any further discussion? Is anyone here to speak in opposition of this? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries.
Number 6, owner MJH Properties LLC, and located at 2521 Highway 80 East, Pearl, Rankin County, Mississippi 39208.
I'll let you take it from the tops. It doesn't look like anybody's here to speak
no.
for the location of the property.
I think we're all familiar with this, the old JD Byrider. It's a non-conforming structure. We did give the owner the opportunity for years now to build a permanent building on this site. He has not built it. I would recommend that the board adjudicate and remove the manufactured structure from the property. Yeah, he submitted everything, I mean, and then just, we ain't heard a word from him, you know? So,
Say, let's get it cleaned up.
yeah,
Is there a motion? Second. Discussion? Anyone here to speak in opposition to this? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Brad, you tell David Walker he better get ready.
I hear you, you're right, yeah.
David's responsible for having to demo these structures in our city. He's one of them. He better get ready.
That's right.
Number 7, owner Michael Cameron Turner, and located at 111 Maxine Drive, Pearl, Rankin County, Mississippi 39208.
Is anyone here representing this property? 111 Maxine Drive. Okay, Brad, give us a summary of it.
Yeah, this is the only issue on the property. Like I said, I don't know what happened. It's just like, it appears to have been damaged, and, you know, they took the siding off of it. It's just an eyesore for the citizens, the residents that live in that area. Like I say,
Who brought it to y'all's attention, Brad?
we just through code enforcement, just riding through the city. I believe we did get an initial complaint on it, didn't we? Yeah. And, yeah, they said it'd been like that for a little while now.
They hadn't made any attempt to clean it up or anything?
No.
That you contacted?
Yeah, we've sent them letters, and had no response from them. Is anyone living in the house, Brad? Yes, sir. Yeah, somebody does live there.
Brad, do you have a recommendation?
I recommend adjudicate and have it removed.
It's just the accessory building?
Just the accessory, right.
Is there a second? Two motions. Any further discussion? Anyone here to speak in opposition of it? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it.
Number 8, owner Real Equity Ventures LLC and located at 256 Bruin Avenue, Pearl, Rankin County, Mississippi, 39208.
Yes, sir. Do you mind approaching the podium right here?
Yes, sir,
Thank you.
Appreciate the time this evening. I'd like to start off by saying that I've been a lot of places all over the country, and Pearl's a great town. I feel safe here. So, good work to everybody that's sitting up here. Also, I'd like to do a shout out to Mr. Brad. He's been nothing but professional to me. I think after we have this, we're going to be able to work and move forward. I did bring, I did mention earlier to Mr. Brad, this might be important. Can I bring these up because it shows how many dumpsters were taken out? And
Yeah,
I
that's
know
fine.
Mr. Brad has some.
Yeah, that's fine. Dude, we'll bring the.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, sometimes in life it can be a little bit challenging to, especially a man of my stature, to be very authentic. We have a family business here. We acquired some properties in Mississippi, and I did very well with all of them but one, and this is the one. The onus does lie to me. Unfortunately, in a very short amount of time after purchasing the property, my family went through a lot at once. And unfortunately, I'm the mechanism that moves the company, and I had an LTR, a long-term relationship, that let's just say caused a lot of trepidation in my life, and depression hit pretty hard. So that's about as authentic as I can get. I managed myself extremely well. I had a lot of therapy that I went through between COVID, my partner having heart surgery, the LTR going down. I just couldn't, mentally and emotionally, I was just incapable. But I'm good now, and I'm here. I did receive the letter. I did come down and fix I didn't fix them. I did the corners. That is not how you do soffit, but my plan was to come down and rectify what I saw in the pictures, and then list the house for sale with Nixtan, which is a local real estate company here in town, which I should have done many moons ago. Okay, so I came down and did this, and then I had another engagement, and then called the city, and they said, well, Andy, this is not going to fly. And I said, okay. And then they said, well, we got the meeting today, which is today, and then why don't you come down? So I came down and I talked to Mr. Brad, and I told him what I told you. This is pretty sobering conversation to have as an adult man, but it's the truth. And then he talked to me a little bit about what to accomplish. I've worked my tail end off in this 103 degrees. I've been down here myself and not sending somebody over there to show that, hey, listen, I'm in it to win it and make this thing right. And again, Mr. Brad's been nothing but professional with me. And I've asked him also if there's some other outlets available, if he knows some people that would want to pick up the property. Otherwise, if we can, get, I don't know if we call this annulling the procedure or the movement that's going against myself and my company, but I'm down here, I'm in front of Brad. I'd be more than happy to continue to work with this man. He's great. I just want to make the situation right. What's in front of you right now is what I did initially. You can see that there's 9 20-yard dumpsters that I pulled out of the property. 9. There's no rats, there's no animals. I slept in that house the last 5 days. It's great because it's all ripped out. The other buildings aren't great. There's nothing in there, meaning they're empty. But they'll obviously need to be torn down. And I did tell Mr. Brad, I couldn't, it was so dang hot, guys. I was working my tail end off. I couldn't get to the door, but I told him, I said, I'll do it. I'm looking at you. I'll put that on there and then list it for sale. I do have an investor that I'm going to meet, closing company tomorrow. With that, I rest. I appreciate your time.
So was the foundation work done?
Yes, sir. Yeah, did that as well. Correct. Yeah. So we do have some money vested into the property. The ultimate goal was to re-up the property, but just life, guys. It caught me hard.
So I've heard you say that you're going to do your best to turn this property around. What all is your plans for it? I see a lot of rotten wood, a lot of accessory structures, like you said, that are not in good shape. So
Good question.
Do you have the skill set to handle all of this right here?
That's a good question. I do, but when I talked to Mr. Brad, I said, hey, listen, this property's out in the middle of nowhere for me, okay? I've got some down in southern Mississippi and some in northern, but this is out in the middle of nowhere. And that was a challenge too, because I'd hired people to do the lawn and they skipped out on me. So I told Mr. Brad, I would just as soon move forward and getting this to a local investor that's here in town. And I talked to him about one that lives close to my place. And it's not Mr. Brad's job to hold my hand through this, but between the Nixtan real estate company and maybe Mr. Brad, I can get it to a local investor to turn it, that they would buy it and move forward with it.
We would prefer that you emphasize a local investor.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was the plan that I had with Mr. Brad.
Yeah. And like I say, I did mention to him that I would provide him with some potential investors for that property. It needs to be under the understanding that, we're gonna have to hold them to the same standards, as we holding you, to get this property, cleaned up and
Right.
repaired, yeah.
Yep. So this,
Well, what we've done in the past too, I think, gentlemen, as a board, we've adjudicated properties and gave them 60 days. So we've went ahead on the 21-19-11s.
Right.
That way we already had spoke through our minutes. And then this gentleman's saying he's gonna hold up on his end to try to get a local investor to purchase the house and start renovating it. I don't know what the pleasure of the board is at the time, but that's kind of what we've done consistently in the past.
That's correct.
Is that your recommendation?
It would be, yeah.
So moved.
Second.
All right. 2 motions on the floor. Any further discussion? Anyone here to speak in opposition to this? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Just
sir.
please stay in contact with Brad. That way y'all can be communicating.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 9, owner Pat Jordan Estate and located at 2728 Old Country Club Road, Pearl, Rankin County, Mississippi, 39208.
Is anyone here to speak on behalf of that property located on Old Country Club Road? Guys, from an operations standpoint, we went out here and cleaned this house on several occasions.
y'all familiar with this property here on Old Country, on the Old Country Club?
It's on the east end. Lattice work.
I won't be out, that's about as far as you can get in the backyard. I couldn't get pictures of the back of the home. This home, the city has entered this property, cleaned this property 2 times to try to give her a fresh start. I mean, they took out every sapling, tree, everything. I mean, they spent a day or better over there cleaning this property, and she just let it go right back.
It's got holes in the roof and everything.
Talking with the neighbors when I pulled up yesterday, I wasn't aware that the home's vacant now. The neighbor, he informed me that it'd been vacant for about a couple of months now. So he said that she'll drop by, get her mail every now and then. These are like accessory buildings that are on the side. But the interior of the home, I haven't been inside. I've spoken with an officer that has in the past. He informed us it does have, some structural damage, some rotten floors, and that sort of thing. Pet urine, when you walk up to the front door, you can smell it, without even opening the door,
So they were notified to be here tonight, officer, right?
Correct.
You got no contact a couple months ago?
No, sir. There was someone from the court in the past, twice, failure to appear, so, yeah.
And I think probably from PD's contact in the past, there's been some mental health illness there.
Right.
But now that they're not living there at all, and the house is in the shape that it is.
From my understanding, the mother passed away, and I believe it was the daughter just continued to stay there. I believe she was there. And now they're gone.
Was that water? Water?
Sir.
Water? Was it water?
I called Teresa. She said that it still does have an active account. It hasn't been a payment been made since October. So, no water usage in past 2 months anyway. Yeah.
I spoke to the neighbors. I saw them at lunch one day. I spoke to the neighbors and I told them that we'd been into the lot several times,
Right.
but there's not been any type of renovation or
Like I say,
any type of improvement to the property.
Like I said, we tried to give her a fresh start on the yard. We went over and cleaned it. And just.
All right, what's your recommendation to the board, Brad?
I would recommend adjudicate and move the structure from the property.
Second. Yeah, that was fast on that one, Johnny. Discussion. Who here speaks in opposition of this? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Owner Virginia Hester and located at 3470 Mahaffey Drive, Pearl, Rankin County, Mississippi, 39208.
This particular property is, this 211911 is just to enter the property and clean the carport and the rear yard. From my understanding, this lady's in a nursing home. She had, from my understanding, she has like 3 grandchildren that just doesn't, or 3 children that doesn't help her, Like I say, this is just to clean the property.
Not remove the structure.
Right.
What about the outbuilding?
It needs, we need to
It's
demo it,
unsecure.
that's right, it needs to go to,
It needs to be adjudicated?
right,
Well,
yeah.
it's an outbuilding.
Well, just a little accessory building,
Okay. All right.
demo it.
Yeah.
There was multiple people living there a few months ago, so the kids are all strong.
Like I said, I talked to the neighbor to the left of there, that's what she was saying, and she said they don't help her. I mean, like I said, I towed that vehicle from under the carport, that's been 6 months.
Lady next door, the single lady?
Right.
Tracy,
Uh-huh, right.
so she said that ain't gonna.
She said that, yeah, she said he'd been gone, ain't nobody even there.
Yeah. All right, so your recommendation is 21-19-11 to enter the yard and demo the accessory building.
Yeah, then to clean the carport and rear yard.
Yeah, all right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. Discussion? Who's here in opposition to adjudicate this property? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Brad. You earned your paycheck tonight, man.
And David's fixing to earn his.
All right, I don't believe we have anything else at this time, so we entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry. You scared me.
Me too.
I think that, I mean, the board members that voted against it, I don't know, I hadn't discussed it. I think that's probably something that we can discuss and get back with y'all on. If y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Let us regroup and we will get back with you. I'll give you a call, Tito, okay? All right. Is there a motion to adjourn? Vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. This meeting's adjourned.
Got my attention.
Right decisions. So we want George or Sam or Pete or whoever representing us on that board. But unfortunately, George doesn't know anything about investing $33 billion. So that's the reason, but that's okay because he is looking out for them. And I think whoever it is, I'm not saying they're doing a bad job. I'm just saying it would help them if they had somebody that's an investment banker, that when these people come and make recommendations to the board on investments, that particular person knows exactly what they're talking about and asks a lot of questions and says, are you sure it'll work? Because in another state, you know, they did this or whatever. So I